Hello everybody, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and today on the channel I'm going to be looking at this big shop fan I've got behind me. It stopped working and I think it just needs to have some lubrication. But we'll take it apart and see if I can fix it, and we'll go from there. Well, there you go. There's a 36-inch shop fan, and it does a wonderful job. It's got two speeds, a high and a low, and I can't remember if it's a Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply, but it's a Countryline brand, and probably the best thing I ever did was I ended up building this really cool rounded table that I could put stuff in, because invariably you always are moving the shop fan right next to you, and it just makes a great place to store stuff. But let's turn this on and see what it does. I hope you can catch the sound. We'll turn it on, and all we're getting is a humming. I don't want to leave it like that too long. We'll turn it off. And it just doesn't do anything at all. I'm hoping somewhere it's just a bearing. But let's go ahead and take this cover off and get to it. Well, unlike most videos where a drop of oil fixes the problem, my fan is special. You'll have to watch to the end to find out what I do to fix it. The front safety grille is held in place with a bunch of screws, and I'll go ahead and take all those out so we can get access to the motor and the bearings. All right, now make sure you unplug it before you start to do any work. It has an Allen screw that attaches the fan to this shaft, but I'm going to go ahead and take the fan off so that way it's just easier to get to the bearings. Looks like that's going to be a metric. Well, it was a 5mm Allen bolt, and it wasn't on there very tight. But once it's out of the way, you have easy access to the motor. Let's try. Well, the bolt requires an oversized Phillips head. Well, the impact driver is almost stripping these out. And that's because there's nuts on the back side of these bolts that have to come off first. So now the back protective grille comes off and we can access those bolts. I don't know why. Two of them seem to have a rubber grommet and two of them don't. Well, these were 10mm bolts, and once I got them off, I ended up using the 5mm Allen wrench to take the bolt off that held this pulley in place. This seems to spin a lot more freely than this does. Well, my line of thought is that it still needs just to be lubricated, so I'm going to keep going down that path. Well, the upper shaft has a plastic pulley that's held in place with a C-clip, and I will work to get that C-clip off and then see where I go from there. Not sure why you need an E-clip to hold that in place if it doesn't come off without it. Well, there's corrosion on that metal shaft, and it has pretty much fused that plastic pulley to that metal shaft. Well, just out of curiosity, I thought I'd put a piece of tape on the shaft of the motor and turn it on to see how easily it might spin. I'm trying to determine which bearings are the problem bearings, the one in the motor or the one above it that held the fan blades. Well, the motor spins when you turn it on, but it's still making a bunch of noise, so I still want to take it apart and check out the bearings inside. Well, I don't like being shocked, so I went ahead and unplugged the fan again too. That would make sense. We still have some bolts on there to take off. Looks like this is a 10mm. Yep. Well, these bolts aren't coming out easily at all, and that's because they have Loctite on them. I'm going to have to go get some vice grips because it's spinning the bolt, and I have already stripped out two of them when I tried to take the motor off earlier. Well, I put a rag underneath the motor so I wouldn't scratch the paint up on the inside of the fan, but it took a lot of effort to get those 4 bolts off. But eventually I got all 4 bolts removed, so I should be able to just pull the motor apart. Well, nothing about this fan seems to be easy. I keep it stored outside in the carport, and that's not heated or air conditioned, so it ends up being subject to the humidity in the outside air, and it looks like the bushings or the metal shaft has rusted, and it's keeping this from coming apart. I used 400 grit sandpaper and cleaned the shaft that came out of the motor. Then I resorted to blunt force. I took a hammer and gently tapped on the shaft of the motor until I finally got it separated. Well, after quite a bit of effort, I was able to finally remove the center portion of the motor out from the windings. But I'm still having a problem because both of the bearings are pretty much fused onto the shaft with rust. So I'm going to have to go get some kind of bearing puller and see if I can't get these off. I will say this though, both of the bearings seem to be spinning freely and don't seem to have any issues. So I'm not sure why this motor was bogged down and why it wouldn't turn the fan blades. Well, in this box is a small gear puller. This will be the first time I've used it. I ordered this set of 3 gear pullers when I was working on my mud mower. It was really inexpensive. I want to say less than $20 for the set of 3, and I will put some information in the video description about it. Well, it's really easy to use. You just assemble it by putting the arms on it, and those arms will grab a hold of the pulley, the gear, whatever you're after, in this case the bearing, and you just end up turning the handle and it should end up pulling the pulley or bearing off. Well, start to finish, it probably took me about 5 minutes to get the bearing off. And once I had it off, I took that 400 grit sandpaper and I sanded the shaft of the motor really, really well. I have seen where people have been able to pull off the cover and put more grease in there. I don't know if I want to try that or not. They don't feel that bad. Let me see how hard it would be to get that off. Looks like I might be able to just try to be careful if you're using a utility knife. They can be awful sharp. Now this area falls into that category of the fan's not working, so it's broke. The only thing I can do is fix it because I can't make it any worse. And I'm sort of at a loss, so that's the reason why I'm going to repack this with grease, because I don't know what else to do. Now the grease that I have on hand is the same grease that I used to pack the bearings in my trailer. Probably not the right stuff, but don't need much, do we? All I'm going to do is take my screwdriver and get some grease on it, and then I will force that into the bearings. Take a little seal. Just pop that back into place. The only trick to this is to try not to mess up that little cover that I popped back on. Just a little bit of this on here to help make it a little slipperier. Even though I cleaned the shaft of that motor with the 400 grit sandpaper and cleaned the inside of the bearings, it still doesn't want to go on very well. I would call this a press fit. So I'm going to use my hammer to tap it on, and then I'm going to go find a socket that's about the same diameter as the bearing, and then I can use that to tap it the rest of the way down. Once I had it on, I was able just to slide it the rest of the way. Now for the other bearing, I'm not even going to bother to take it off of the shaft of the motor. I'm just going to pry up the little cover and I'll pack it with grease while it's still on top of the shaft. Okay, well let's put this back together now, okay? Now down inside this bottom half, there's a wavy looking washer that puts pressure on the bearing, and there's also one that goes on the top housing. Now I need to make sure I get that in place before I put this top cover on. Now it went back together a lot better than it came apart without having to tap anything with the hammer. Now when I put these 4 bolts in, there's a spacer that I put in before I put on the nut, and that'll ensure that the front cover and the back cover of the motor are lined up. Now that's held in place with that 10mm bolt, and I will go ahead and get all those done right now. Now that I've got the motor back together, there's a spacer that goes on each one of the bolts before I mount it to the frame of the fan. The first thing to go on is a support brace to help line up the motor. Should we go turn it on and see what it sounds like? See if we messed it up or not. Well, it definitely sounds different. I don't know if it's better or not. It seems like it's spinning faster than it was before. Well, let's move on to the other bearings and see what they look like. What do we do about this side? Well, it looks like the shaft that has the fan and the pulley has 2 bearings also, each one held in place by 4 bolts. Just like the motor, it appears that the shaft is corroded to the point where I'm not going to be able to easily get the bearings off. So I'll use some lubricating oil like WD-40 along with that sandpaper and wet sand the shaft so I can get it nice and cleaned up. Then that bearing will come off. Now there's 2 C-clips that end up keeping the bearings in place, and I'll have to take those off before I can get access to this second bearing. Just like before, with the quick sanding, I was able to clean up the shaft, and then I could slide it all the way out, having access to the bearings. Neither one of these bearings feel that bad. You know what they look like? They look like the same bearings that I use on my lawnmowers, the ones that hold the front wheels in place. I'm gonna see if I can get that open. Well, it's metal and it's not perfect. You can see where I ended up boogering up a little bit, but you are able to peel these back. And I've packed this full of grease and it's ready to go back in. So I'll do this one real quick. Socket sets really are handy when it comes to installing or removing bearings. Once you get under it, you can pry it right up. And it comes right out. Now the trick is to try to tap that back. There's one of these little covers on each side of the bearing, and they're placed there to keep dirt from getting inside of the bearing and wearing it out. If the bearings have good grease inside of them, they should last indefinitely. Surprisingly enough, looks dirty in there, doesn't it? It's not clean like the other ones were. So this is a WD-40 type of spray that I'm putting in the bearings, and I'm just going to put it in there and move the bearings around a little bit and then turn it over. And the idea is I'm trying to wash some of the old dirty grease out of there before I fill it up with the nice fresh stuff. Well, now that I've got the bearing packed full of nice fresh clean grease, let's get the cover and pop that back on. I should just be able to push this right down back onto it. Just remember, these covers are probably the most delicate thing about these bearings, so be gentle when you're pushing on them with a pick or knife or a screwdriver. Alright, let's reinstall the top part of the fan and see if greasing the bearings helped at all. Each side had one of these little wavy washers that acted like a spacer. Something else that I did to help protect the bearings is the side that I took the little cover off to repack the bearings on. I put that in first, so that way it was up against that metal plate and it had no way of being exposed to any dust or the outside elements. Well, that was the first of 2 C-clips that I have to put on to hold everything in place. These C-clips can be hard to get on, and they have a habit of popping off in some odd direction, and you'll have to chase them down. So be careful when you take these C-clips off and put them back on. Now this is the part of the project that sort of gets a little bit odd, because there was a lot of pressure when I put this metal plate back on. And it was really pushing those bearings up against those C-clips and each other pretty good bit, to the point that I think that might have been where the binding sort of was taking place. What I ended up doing was I ended up removing one of the little rings that keeps pressure on the bearings, and finally I had to move the metal plate. But let's let it play out. Now I'm spinning the shaft with one hand and it just doesn't really want to turn or spin freely. So I thought maybe if I tapped the shaft on the bottom, maybe it was misaligned and that was keeping it from being so hard to turn. But nothing seemed to really make much of a difference. And that's when I decided I should start moving things around. Let me get rid of that. Because their spin's really good. But once you slide the plate forward and put the bolts in place, it doesn't spin freely anymore. And here it is. Now it spins, but only as long as you're making it. It doesn't move freely. So my solution would be to free up the bearings so there's not so much side pressure on them. So the plate that holds the back bearing comes off, and then I took the two E-clips out, and that was because what I wanted to do was remove the bearings and remove the shaft, because I'm going to move that plate that holds the front bearings in place and move it to the other side of that frame. That should end up giving about another, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch of clearance, and that should remove any of the side pressure that's pushed up against those bearings. Okay, I go through all the steps to reassemble everything one more time, and now check it out. It finally spins freely like it ought to. My clip back on to make sure it doesn't come back off. If you do lose these clips, you can go to the hardware store, especially Ace Hardware, and they seem to always have these little odd and end parts that you need. I'll put the bottom pulley on and then tighten up that with that Allen wrench, and then we can move around to the front side of the fan and put the fan blade on. Now I don't know why, when I took this fan blade off, the bolt that held it in place was not very tight, so I'll make sure I take my Allen wrench and get that bolt tightened up really good this time. Okay, before we put the protective grills on, let's turn it on and see if it works. Wow, it works really well, to be honest. Well, to me, this is an odd fix for a problem. We took the 4 bearings apart and repacked them with grease, and then I removed one of the spacing washers. But the crazy thing is I took that metal plate that was holding the bearings and moved it so there wasn't as much side pressure on the bearings. I wrote down the purchase date on the owner's manual, and I purchased it July 20th of 2016. You would think if there was something wrong with the bearings, or if it was manufactured wrong, like they put that plate on the wrong side in the factory, I wouldn't be able to use it for 9 years before it broke. Well, when I started this one, I thought it'd be as simple as taking the grill off and putting little drops of oil and some bushings and calling it quit. I did not expect to have to do as much work as I did. I think moving that one plate to the outside where the bearings are really helped a lot, because that top part just didn't really want to spin all that well. But either way, it is finished and it works, and believe it or not, this fan is a lifesaver in the summertime around here. When it's 90 to 95 degrees and the humidity is about 80%, without a fan on, you're dying. Well, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I've got more videos coming. I'll see you then.